So, is anyone aware of some of the reasons why civilizations, economies, empires begin to fail? Let's begin with immigration. Nothing new about immigration. Immigration's been immigrating since life began itself. Ask yourself about immigration. That's one thing. How about home costs? The cost of homes. People have always had homes. They've always lived in homes. How about home costs? The inflation, the ever-rising prices of homes to the point where people are like, I can't afford to buy anymore. It's another thing. How about insurance? There's always been some type of insurance, at least in the most modern world, and before that, insurance. How about, when you pay a lot of money for insurance and then you go to use said insurance and you still get monumental bills, especially when maybe 20 years ago you used insurance and you would barely get a $50, $100 copay for the whole bit. Now, if you get an MRI, your insurance pays X amount and they send you a bill for $600. I know I've had 4 MRIs in the past 4 years, 2 patellar tendon ruptures complete, 1 on the lower back and 2 on my foot. So actually that's 5. So I know. How about food costs? Food costs is another thing. At what point does the civilians in your said civilization get priced out of food? Even fast food. In our civilization, fast food was the reason to get fast food. Cheap, quick, inexpensive. But nowadays, I think most of these fast food restaurants, the last one I heard, Domino's Pizza, is shutting down something like 1,000 stores. They can't even sell pizzas. Huh. Interesting. How about inflation? Inflation, where the dollar that was once worth a dollar is now worth a penny. Think about that. By 2030 or 2035, I think the current statistics is that the dollar will have collapsed by 100%. Basically, every dollar that's printed after that is strictly debt. Who pays that debt? You. That's one of the bigger reasons of why the Greek Empire or the Roman Empire failed. Spread out too far, they couldn't afford it, people got unhappy, and here we go. Collapse. How about the increasing desire of most of the population that don't care to work? Why would they not care to work? They want to have that American dream. They want to have that house and picket fence and 2 dogs and a wife to stay home and take care of the kids. But now living individually with one not working is impossible. Inflation is happening insurmountably. Shrinkflation is part of inflation. Things get smaller and the prices get bigger. Another part of collapse. How about less optimism? No one's really excited about the future. How about less people wanting to get married and have children and to go through all that because of how increasingly expensive all of said is? Overall, less kindness and love. That's a big one. Huge. How about the wealth gap, the difference between the rich and the poor? Oh my. Monopolies versus private enterprises. Ooh. Do you know where this is taking place currently today? Question.